Jessica Chastain and Michael Shannon star in Showtime's George and Tammy, and they join us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let me say congratulations on the Golden Globe nomination for the 80th Annual Golden Globes that take place next Tuesday. That's got to be nice to hear.
Yeah, it's wonderful that people are watching the show, and I hope it'll bring more eyes on it because we're really proud of this show.
Yeah, Jessica, you grew up in California with 4 siblings, raised by a single mom. Times were tough, but your toughest situations teach you your greatest lessons. And one of your early lessons was, if I want what I want, I got to work it out. And so you found a way to get your acting lessons.
Are you talking about Broadway Academy?
Oh, when you worked at the Performing Arts School in exchange for taking the classes.
Yes. Yeah, Broadway Academy. David L. McDonald was the owner of Broadway Academy in Sacramento, California, and he was very sweet. He said you should be a dancer, and I said, we don't have any money. And he says, okay, you can work at the school, you can work here. And so I mopped all the floors and I did everything in exchange for classes.
You were literally the help, which was Oscar nominated, which you were in as well. But you eventually attended Juilliard, you got roles on Broadway and the whole thing. He obviously saw a talent in you as well. But Zero Dark 30, as I mentioned, Oscar nominated there as well. The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Oscar winner. And then Michael, your background, raised by both your parents at different times, but you played in a rock and roll band, but you say in theater, acting was the place where you say you fit in. In what way?
Oh, I just like taking on, different characters and traveling to different, realms of, experience, getting outside of my own experience. And, I feel like theater and film and even television, it's such a great way to learn about the world and other people. You take an experience like this, I would have never done the amount of research that I did on George and Tammy and country music were it not for this job. So in a way, it's kind of a really great school.
Yeah, you're always learning. What was the biggest surprise that you learned about George and Tammy?
Well, I had no idea. George was really into interior design. He was very into colors and fabrics and designing rooms and things like that. Had he not been a country singer, he very well might have been an interior designer. I had no idea.
But we might not have known about him. But yeah, when it comes to country music, of course, Texas and Houston, Texas, we know all about good country. But a lot of people might not know the details of this good story as well with George and Tammy. And Jessica, this is something that took some time to get to, but obviously well worth it. What is it you want people to get out of watching this series?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's been a very important series for me. I've been attached to it for 10 years. It's based on Georgette Jones's book. She's the daughter of George and Tammy. And we had so many false starts that were kind of like heartbreaks, and finally to now have it out and be able to tell her story of her parents, it's beautiful. And so I hope people get out when they see it, a sense of anyone who's ever been in love, anyone who feels like, even if it's someone you can't be with, you're tied to someone spiritually, soulfully, forever. That's George and Tammy.
Yeah.
Before they were ever even together, she was in love with him. She was carrying around a notebook with all the lyrics of the songs he sang. And they inspired each other's work for the rest of their lives once they met. And I found it to be so moving, and it just made me feel, it's one of the most beautiful things about being alive, I think, is that feeling you have for another human being.
Yeah, and Michael, just, and watching both of you, I forgot you are the two people you are, because I was watching George and Tammy on screen, and you've gotten such great positive response to it. A big production, I mean, a big ensemble cast, over 120 sets, over 300 people in the art department alone, and then, of course, the songs that were used. I'm sure you're walking around, Michael, with the songs still in your head right now since you used to be in a band.
Well, yeah, I just fell in love with the music. I wasn't terribly familiar with George's work going into the show, but yeah, so many of these songs have become my favorite songs now.
Yeah.
The Door, the Grand Tour, even songs that we don't have in the show. Bartender's Blues.
Yeah.
uh,
So
the
what's
one
happening
they
now
did.
is you're introducing that music to a whole new generation.
Yeah.
Thank you two so much for joining us today. We know we love that story right here in Texas.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks, Deborah.
Nice talking with you this morning.
All right, the series George and Tammy can be streamed, but the finale airs this Sunday at 8 p.m. on Showtime.
You live in a fast world.
Fast is the only speed I know. Miss Tammy, Wynette.
Mm-hmm.
Will you make me an honest man?
You make me an honest woman.
You bet. You need to slow down.
So many people are relying on me, fans and my family.
They're gonna take it from us.
Take what?
You're fired. You just gotta hold on.
That's right.